Hi everyone, welcome back to the stream. And so today we're going to continue where we stopped last time. Before that, just give me a few seconds so I can check if I am streaming or not. Started streaming. Great, perfect. Okay, so we're live now. Great, so I stopped here. I had to write Scrivi la risposta a Francesca, and this was what Francesca wrote about her. She lived in a city and she went to visit her friend who lived in the countryside and that kind of stuff. So you need to write a response. What was the thing? Okay, what would you do? Che devo fare? So this is what I chose, option one, as an ending to this message of Francesca's. Now you need to where's the question? Scrivi la risposta a Francesca. Devi usare almeno 4 dei verbi pronominali della lista. So here's a little practice for these verbs, which, by the way, I admit I'm not good at. I know, okay, farcela is something I can use. Tenerci a, volerci, metterci. I can use 4 of these. This one, piantarla, spuntarla, andarsene. This one's a bit tricky. In any case, verbi pronominali are a bit strange because you have the verb, but then you also have a pronoun like la or chi with them. Sometimes you have che and la, or sometimes you have se, ne. So this one's a bit tricky. Okay, well, anyway, what do we have to do here? Confronta. Okay, scrivi a risposta a Francesca. So what would you do? Che devo fare? I would definitely go live in the countryside. So I'm gonna say al posto tuo. And here you would use the conditional form of I would, which would be the form of essere. Okay. Al posto tuo io vorrei stare. Oh well, spostarmi volentieri oops, it's Campania. Okay, al posto tuo vorrei spostarmi volentieri in Campania. Okay, I have to use one of these words. Okay, to value something is use energy. I forgot how to use it though. Actually, let me look it up. It's the wrong care. I care about. Okay, so ci tengo. Yeah, I care about being surrounded by nature. So ci tengo essere circondata la natura. I don't know if this is correct. So what I'll do is I'll go here and I'll check if my sentence makes sense. Detail is where I care about being surrounded by nature. I value, I appreciate. Now, I don't know if I use the right preposition. This one here. So I'm going to just reverse it and then me interessa, you can replace that. See, the great thing about DeepL is you can click and you can replace. Okay, so everything was correct except ci tengo I place value on. I care about. It's in English, it's two different ones, but anyway, ci tengo so what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight that so I know this is something that I need to remember or need to work on. Al posto tuo vorrei spostarmi volentieri in campagna. Ci tengo a essere circondata dalla natura, dall'acqua e aria. Inquinata is pulita. I'll just use the word pulita. Great. Natura dell'acqua e aria pulita. Okay, so I've used one. I've used ci tengo a tenerci. Oh, of course, it's right. I'm so silly. Do you see tenerci a? The preposition is already there. It's given. I all I have to do is look. Anyway, ci So when you say it takes, for example, I think it's ci metto ci. No, that's volerci. Okay. So volerci is like when you say, for example, ci vuole, it takes 5 hours, for example. Oops, this is plural, so has to be vogliono. Never mind. You know what I'll do is un giorno. Okay, ci vuole un giorno. It takes a day to like do something, accomplish something. If you use a plural number quantity, then it would be ci vogliono 2 giorni, for example. So it takes how much time you need or how much effort. It doesn't have to be time. It could even be ci vogliono a lot of I know the word in German, Mühe, but I don't know the word in Italian. And this despite having achieved quite, I mean, I've learned like a lot of words. I didn't do a live stream for the last, I think, 2 days, and I was just working on my vocabulary. So I've learned like 3,000 words already. And this is again not like perfect, of course. Like I might, miss some of these, but yeah. Anyway, so yeah. Let me see here. Okay, so what was I supposed to do? Think I oh, I don't have my keyboard. Let me get the keyboard. This. Okay. What's wrong with importantes? Oops. Okay. I used the wrong accent. Importantissimo che okay, andarsene is something you use when you talk about getting the hell out of some place. Andare is just going, but andarsene has that feeling of get the hell out of some place. It's a bit strong. So something fortissimo che so okay, it is important that this would not use the conjunctive, I think, because the thing is the conjunctive form, it's called the subjunctive in English. And this is important because maybe I'll make a video about it. Because what I've seen, and I've watched a lot of videos and I still have to do exercises and stuff, but this is what I understand. Just because you have que does not always mean that you are going to use the conjunctive form of a verb. Because conjunctive is used when you're not sure of something. If you're sure of something, you don't use the conjunctive. Because the conjunctive in English is called a subjunctive, or well, even in French is called subjonctif. So the you look at the word subjunctive, it's very closely related to subjective. And what does subjective mean? Subjective is when something is different from person to person. So it's not the same. It's not set in stone. Basically, it's not certain. It can be uncertain. It can be unsure. Right? Subjective changes from person to person. Objective is like when you say a fact, like the earth revolves around the sun. So that is a fact, and that you can't use a subjunctive tense mood. You can't use the conjunctivo for saying that the earth revolves around the sun, because that's a fact. It's guaranteed, it's certain, it's sure. And so, because I was doing a test late last month, and I was thinking, wait, I have the word que, should I use subjunctive, should I not use subjunctive, which is conjuntivo, in case I don't want to confuse you, but yeah, I'll use those terms interchangeably because it's so important to understand the relationship. Like, I mean, it doesn't like, I mean, it's a nice rule of thumb. If you una regola di base. That's actually what rule of thumb is in Italian, regola di base. I think so, because I saw it over here. Let me just find it for you. Whoops, Control F doesn't seem to work on the Italian keyboard. Let me just switch keyboards real quick. Looks like Control F isn't working. I don't know why. Anyway, what was I saying? So right? Just because you have, I mean, if you take it as a rule of thumb, let's say you're too tired to study, whatever. In most cases, you can add, I mean, if you see K or if you see say, chances are pretty high that you will use a conjunctive form. But the thing is, that's a difference between just passing an exam, like getting 50%, 60%, versus getting a higher score, like 80, 85, 90 above. So mastery, especially when you, I mean, when you go on to B2, C1, etc., these things become so important. So it's good to set a foundation early on. Right, so importantissimo. I am certain, I'm sure, I'm confident. There's no uncertainty because I'm saying it's not just important, it is importantissimo. So, see, okay, I'm talking about children especially, but I want to use, the point of this exercise is that you use these verbs. So we've used tenerci. Secondo me è importantissimo che okay, andarsene. I don't know how to use andarsene. That's the thing. I want to try and use it though. Okay. For me it's important that vado, che ne vado. I'm not sure. Okay, off. Okay. Let me just Google it real quick. So sometimes you find really good. There we go. That's what I'll do. I'm leaving this place. Okay, vado via. How do you sometimes? Oh, sometimes I go real quick. Farcela, that's reflexive, and it's simpler than take yourself away, right? Take yourself away to really just get the hell out, going right away. There's some urgency to it. Separate the pronouns, right? So you have se and ne, so you use vado. This looks like a good website. I'll check it out. I'm leaving, I'm going away. Non me la sento. Okay. Where is... Okay, great. This is Farcela. Okay, what's andarsene? Andarsene. Have I missed it? Okay. To go away somewhere. Oh, okay. Voglio andarmene. So ne doesn't change because ne is off that. Say changes. Say changes to me, te, ve, che. I think so. I think I'm getting the hang of it. Andarsene. Okay. Che vado, che me ne vado. No, but here you have, because you have this voglio, which is the main verb. Oh, you always need essere in the compound tenses. Okay. Yeah, I'm not getting a very good idea. Andarmene, secondo me, oops, let me get the keyboard back. Vado via della... I mean, I don't know if this doesn't seem to make sense. Let me just... Secondo me è importante che non frigida. I can use the word inquinata, right? Città inquinata, polluted, and I also want to write nata è rumorosa. Oh, yay, great, okay. So I'll take this part of the sentence and I'll put that into DeepL. Oh, by the way, there's a great resource I forgot. This place, context.reverso.net. This place is just great because I had a problem with understanding this. Dobbiamo aver. Let me show you some exercises. So here, okay, so we had this thing in Unit 1. Il verbo dovere per esprimere un'ipotesi, to talk about possible hypothetical situations. And these are the examples that I had in the book. Right, and I was confused because here you have dovrebbe essere, Dovrebbe, of course, follows the conjugation for la grammatica. Lui, but this is deve. This is not the dovrebbe is condizionale, but deve is not condizionale. And then you have this aver, and then you have this, passato, participio passato. So I'm thinking, wait a second, this makes sense. So confusing. And so what I did was just copy these two words, dovrebbe essere, and then I went here. And then I'm saying, okay, so we dobbiamo, so that is conjugated, and then you have, aver plus whatever the passato participio is. For example, dobbiamo aver sviluppato. We must have developed or, built up in this case, right? Or dobbiamo aver ferito. We must have, injured. This is a guess. It's a hypothesis. You're not sure. You're not guaranteeing this thing, but it's like, I think this thing happened. We must have, injured him. We must have walked a lot. We must have, dobbiamo aver speso, must have spent. Must have, you're estimating basically, or guesstimating even. So you have this is the sentence that I came up with in purple, and seeing other sentences, with these words, it really helps to make the concept more clear. So this is a great tool you have, and the great thing is they pick all these texts, all these examples, sentences, phrases from all kinds of public websites. Like you can see the link right here. You can see the original website. You can see some of these are from government websites. Some of these are from subtitle websites. So it's super useful. Great. So what was I saying? Okay. I'm gonna check if that's even a thing. I mean, oh, andarmene. Okay, great. That's not bad at all. Then that andarmene is a thing. Then I get out. I have to go. I have to leave. I have to get the hell away. There's a strength in andarsene that isn't there in andare. Andare is just okay, going. I'm going to shop for groceries, but andarsene is like, oh, I have to escape this place, basically. Secondo me è importantissimo che andarmene fuori città fuori, but you don't have an article. Why? Fuori questa città. Well, I'll just say questa città. Right, so I'm gonna put this in here, and I'm gonna see it is much more that I get out of this polluted noise city. Okay. It's a little bit funky. I mean, it's not perfect. I feel like the grammar is not, I mean, it's technically correct, but it lacks finesse. But anyway, it's okay. It's not bad. Secondo me is when you have an opinion. I think per me would definitely be, you see, that's great. They have a great suggestion. Uscire, I don't want to use uscire, so I can just tell them, hey, use this word. So DeepL is actually a really great tool. I'm so excited to see how DeepL will, develop in the future. Because like I said, I showed you, they have a great tool for, DeepL Write, but they only have it for, I think they only have it for English and German. They don't have it for Italian. They don't have it for any other language. But it's a great tool. It's a great tool. So right, so what was I saying? Secondo me is like when you share your opinion on something else, but for you personally is per me. So that's a good suggestion. E per me è importantissimo, or maybe I can say it would be important. But no, it is important. Why would be? This is like, it's one of those nuances. Do you want to say would be, or do you want to say is? Depends on you, really, doesn't it? Because the two different words are going to have a different expression. They're going to have a different meaning. They're going to have a different intensity. Like sometimes, when we're speaking, we use will. Sometimes we use would. Sometimes we use might. Why? Well, it depends on the strength of what you want to say. Per me è importantissimo che andarmene, that I take myself out. And this is really the situation. I'm sick and tired of city life. Piantarla is to dream of something. Piantarla. Let me just put that into, because sometimes even with a great translation machine like DeepL, it just doesn't really capture the intention well. And so it might be better to, for example, piantarla, I can just put that in there. And they'll give me some nice sentences, the original Italian, and then you know, the translated version, which is great. So I can see a lot of examples, and I can see, okay, di piantarla. I told you to stop it. Piantarla, stop this. Just stop it. Instead of just, you know, smettere, conjugated forms of smettere, of course. But I feel like these, what are these called? Verb pronominali. So these are a little bit more intense. That's the feeling that I get. Okay, di piantarla to stop something. Devi piantarla. But what if you have piantarla, piantarla is just okay. So you have piantarla, and then you have okay. It's when you tell someone else, no, that hey, just stop it, stop doing this thing. But I don't know what I would say. Like here, you're responding to Francesca, who's had this whole story about her kids and how she met her friends, and you know the story by now. Anyway, so okay, spuntarla is what I think. Okay, farcila. Okay, well, I don't know. You're not here to write about your experiences. You're here to respond to Francesca. Of course, you can have your experiences, but it might be better to yeah, I was supposed to write Civole, and I completely got sidetracked. Yeah. Benessere is well-being. Benessere, I think it's ill. Yeah. Benessere. Dei figli. For the welfare of children. Let me see if that makes sense. Yeah, why is it in German though? For the welfare of children, for the well-being, that's exactly what I want to say. Benessere dei bambini. Okay, I guess, but you could use figli as well. Perfect. Figli. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so I had to cough. I don't know why there's this. Okay, so figli, they feel. I think I was right. Great. Okay. Ci vuole. Or ci vogliono, because I'm gonna write about a lot of things, right? So oops, ci vogliono. Zona is singular, so zone piena di verde. I want to say an environment, ambiente. Un ambiente. Oops, there was supposed to be an apostrophe there. What's the opposite of unpolluted, non-polluted? It can't be inquinata. That doesn't make sense. Okay, you just said okay. Ambiente, ok. Ci vogliono zone piene di ci vogliono zona. I think zona is, let me check though, what's the article? I think it should be la. I mean, of course it should be la. But okay, so ci vogliono delle zone piene di verde e un ambiente non inquinata. Okay, let's put that in there. Okay. Abbiamo bisogno. Oh no, I want to use ci vogliono. There we go. There we go. Ah, yeah. So you're not supposed to use, because zona is kind of limited. Now that makes sense. That makes sense. Piena di verde. Well, piena di. So I used, oh, okay. So not piena, but piena di verde. Okay, so well, let me highlight this. This and then this one as well. Okay. Questa per ci vogliono delle aree piene. È un ambiente non inquinata. È una. Oops. Why isn't there an apostrophe? Is it il ambiente? Let me just check. Yeah, it's masculine. Oh, damn. Okay. Non inquinato. So, of course, that was also wrong. No apostrophe here. Ok, che non possiamo this is a fact, so I'm not going to use conjunctive. You cannot find it in the cities. Che non possiamo, that we cannot find, che non possiamo trovare nelle città. Let me just check that little bit as well. Okay, che non sono nelle città, inside city. Great. Nelle città grande or something like that. Anyway, that's fine. Okay, so I've used ci tengo. I've used one. I've also used andar. Okay, you know what I'll do is I'll highlight everything so I can see. Ci tengo, andarmene, ci vogliono. So I've used 3. Great. Okay. And what else? Spuntarla. Farcila is I've achieved something, I've done something. Spuntarla and farcila are kind of, you know what, since I'm not sure. Because putting a word alone, the word itself is not, I would say, important. Well, I mean, of course it's important, but the thing is, words don't exist in a vacuum, right? I mean, how do you know the difference between una zona, una area, whatever it is, but you know, zone and area, how do you know the difference? I mean, they both mean the same thing practically, right? So how do you know the difference? Well, you know the difference when you put it inside a sentence surrounded by other words. So it's really other words, you know, the expression, what you want to say, that decides which kind of word you're going to ultimately use. So words don't exist in a vacuum, and using a tool like Reverso, I don't know if there's other websites that do this, but every time I there is one. Sorry, there is one. It's called Lingui or Lingue, I don't know. But anyway, so you go here. This is also a great resource because you can find, let me show you. Go down to Italian. I don't know if they have it. Yeah, they do have it. They have a lot of languages. Oh, that's great. So this is my from language. Do you see Italian here? Great. Italian to English. Perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna, here as well, you have many options. So Lingue, Context Reverso, they're both great. They're both fantastic. So I'm gonna look for spuntarla. You can also find, let me see. Wait, so they tell you, okay, come up. And I have some examples. So it's kind of like a dictionary, but you also have, you know, as you can see, these sentences and stuff. So it's kind of both mixed in one, whereas context or traversal, it's not exactly, I mean, it kind of is, no, because they're showing you all this. So let's put spuntarla here as well. You can see it's a verb, wind, I'll make it, end up on top. There's so many possibilities. So again, you have sentences. I feel like, the sentences that you find on reverso.net are a bit simpler to understand. Whereas the text on Lingue, it's from a lot of different websites. Some of them are like legal government type websites, because government websites have a lot of content, right? So they're easy to pull sentences from. But the problem is that, again, it's legalese, so it can be a bit tricky. Or sometimes they have, because again, you cannot just take any kind of text. It has to be in the public domain. So you see how here, if I read these sentences, I don't really get a very good idea. È più difficile che egli riesca a spuntare in qualcosa di puramente mediterraneo, blah, blah, blah. But here, for example, quell'uomo sapeva sempre come spuntarla in una discussione. Okay, this is very nice. This makes sense. I can understand what's, you know, it's a nice, short, sweet sentence. It's very easy. It's very easy to understand. And the great thing is they pull from, I feel like, you see the website opus.nlpl.eu. So it's a subtitle website. And the great thing is, your text, you know, in dialogue, in movies, TV shows, etc., it tends to be very, very colloquial, very natural, but also very real. You know, it's representative of how the language is used now. So that's very useful. Like, for example, è solo che da quando ti sei sposata non riesco più a spuntarla. Since you got married, I cannot manage to win. Kunan non post. You cannot win with some people in any caso. Anyway. So okay. Spondala is like win. I get that. What can I really say about winning though? I get the sense that I need to read some more sentences. Check you off. Make it in some way. Achieve something. Manage, I guess. Make it to make it somehow. Let me see if I can find some more sentences here. No, not spunta. Well, spuntata. What can I even write? I mean, we're talking about the environment. What am I gonna say? Well, maybe I can say spero che. Now, because spero che is you're hoping, you're not sure. And when you're not sure, it's subjective. And when it's subjective, it's congiuntivo. That's how that's my little trick. Spero che tu, I hope that you're able to do it. So, spero che tu are able to, tu sia, spuntarla. I mean, I guess, let me check if that makes sense. I hope, oops, well, tu sia, you can. Oh, no, I should write boy. No, I can't use this. I have to use a congiuntivo. Okay. Right. Okay, so what's the congiuntivo form? That's the thing. Okay, so you've got the base form, potere, and then you've got the condition. I keep getting confused between condizionale and, these different forms. Anyway, imperfetto, condizionale, and congiuntivo. I really, okay, what's the, okay, poteva, okay, that's imperfetto. Okay, potrebbe, that's condizionale. Okay, so then what is congiuntivo? Congiuntivo is the sarei, is that congiuntivo is a little bit similar to the future tense, no? Because if you look at, okay, I have my handy chart over here, and if I check, I feel like congiuntivo is, I'm closing my eyes right now so I don't see the screen, but I feel like congiuntivo is similar in sound to the future tense, because I know that the future for to be is essere, that is sarò in the first person, io sarò, that's futuro semplice, and no, congiuntivo is a little bit similar. I think it's sarei, or I could be wrong. Maybe that's condizionale. That's the thing between congiuntivo and condizionale. It's a bit tricky. I do know that the conditional has only two forms, and congiuntivo, however, has 4 forms. It's really excessive, the congiuntivo. But anyway, let me actually think about it, because let's try essere, for example. Right, so that is oops. Where's the, okay, so this is the futuro semplice, right? And then you have sarei, which is condizionale, and then you have, okay, sapevo, sorry, that's the wrong io sapevo, ero, that's the passato, no, that's the imperfetto. And then you have, okay, so I've got future semplice, condizionale, imperfetto. I just need congiuntivo. Okay, you got imperfetto is basically just in the past, and you have passato prossimo, which is you need, it's a composto, so you need 2 verbs. Okay, so what is the conjunctive? Because the thing is, I know that this is the main verb here. This would be the future tense. Let's actually bring this over here. Okay, imperfetto. Okay, so you see, there really isn't much in common. Okay, but I know the conditional form. The thing is, when I think of the congiuntivo, I just feel like, what is this? I cannot remember the form, even though I've seen it dozens of times. Okay, think about it, congiuntivo. I don't want to just take the easy way out and look at my chart over here, although I could, but I don't want to do that because it's the easy way out. And what happens is when you really kind of like, oh, what's that? What's that? I cannot remember. I cannot remember. When you're, stressing yourself out a little bit, that's actually a good thing because that's how you remember, because your brain is like, right now I'm thinking, conjunctive, what's the form? Why can't I remember? But in fact, it's I think it's yeah. Uh, but anyway, so like the brain is working in the background, thinking, trying to drag that bit of information, from the well. So that's good because your like your brain is building those connections in memory. I think this is an old poteva potre. No, yes, potre. I think so. No, but that would be potre. Sorry, that's the wrong. Potevo. That would also be wrong. I guess. I mean, I'm just guesstimating. Again, my conjunctions aren't really great. So, I feel like, yes, this is Sia. Why not Sia? Let me just check, because at this point, I'm like, okay, Manja. But this is okay. This is fine. These tenses are fine. Future, present, the gerund forms, imperfecto, no problem there. My problem is not the tenses. My problem is the moods. Okay, conjuntivo looks okay. Abbia. Okay. There are 4 types of conjunctive. I just need the normal conjunctive. So what I'll do is I'll go on to yeah. I think it's Sia, but I could be wrong. Yeah, it is Sia. I don't know why I was doubting myself. This just looks so different, Anyway, right. So spero che tu. And the great thing is that, it's all the same in conjunctivo. You don't have to think too much. That's a bit of a saving grace, that they're all the same forms. So che tu, you can. In fact, I want to use the, che tu. Okay, tu potrei. Do I want to use? It's spare okay, so I have to use the conjunctivo. Anyway, I'll have to like but oh no, poteva no, that doesn't make sense. Posso potevi poteva. This is fine. I don't have a problem with the indicative forms, and I also don't have a problem with most tempi composti. This is fine. Possa, okay. I think the conjunctivo can be best remembered as the conjunction. I mean the conjugation with s's, because it has a lot of s's now. See, possa. It also has abbia. Okay, anyway, che tu possa spuntarla. I hope you can do it. You can achieve it. I hope that makes sense. Okay. Okay. Great. Okay, so that will be the last thing, though. Because right now, if you look at it, it seems disjointed. Like this sentence and this sentence, they just seem to, they don't have anything in common. I'm talking about, oh, it's important for the kids, and then spuntarla, but achieve what? So here I have to add something. I already have like 1, 2, 3, 4, but I'd like to try and use, one of these. I've got, okay, and that's in farcela. Yeah, since it's imaginary anyway, you can just write whatever you feel like. Oggia, this move, farcela. Farcela is used like this. Ce l'ho fatto. Oh, sorry, ce l'ho fatta. This is the form that we use when you talk about yourself. I achieved that. I managed that. Ce l'ho fatta. I achieved that, and I hope that you can do it too. I think that makes sense. Great. But I want to talk about. Per me era importantissimo, maybe, because I can now say, oh, it was important for me. Now it makes sense. I achieved that. I was able to do it. I hope you can do it too. So there we go. We've got ce l'ho fatta. Possa. You know what? I'll highlight this because I was not so sure about it. Great. Now we'll check if the whole thing, seems to make sense. In your place, I achieved that. I hope you can do it too. I don't know why they say tick it off, but yeah, it's like achieve. I hope you can make it. Spero che anche tu possa spuntarla. Okay, there we go. That was nice. A bit tricky, time consuming, but still nice. I took like, let me have a look at that. We took 40 minutes to, well, half the time I was just talking, so now I think we have ascolto. No, we have this dialogue. Ok, guardi che è vietato. Prova a ricostruire il dialogo completandolo con le seguenti frasi come nell'esempio. So you have a few sentences, you have to put them in order. The yellow part is already there. You have to add the red. Scusi signora, è sua questa puntarozza? Is it your red car? Punto is a type of car. Sì, è mia. Perché? And so that's number 7. Number 7 is done. Let me just add an X there. Perché? Guardi che lì non può parcheggiare, è vietato. See, you can't park here. It's closed or, well, vietato is like not allowed, blocked. Guardi, perché è vietato? Yeah, this makes sense. Perché è vietato? Non vedo nessun segnale di divieto. Sì, ma glielo dico che è vietato. Ma glielo dico io. I told you. Ok, niente, ma... Niente, guardi. Ok, no, non si è spiegato. Lei chi è? No. Because see, what you write here has to make sense before this as well, right? I told you. I don't see a signal. That makes sense. Number 2 makes a lot of sense here. Let's type the sentence because it's always good practice. Oops. Okay. Io non vedo, I don't see any kind of sign. Non vedo nessun segnale di divieto. Great. I don't see any sign. And then he's like, sì, yeah, I mean, there's no sign, ma glielo dico io che è vietato. I'm telling you it's closed, even if there's no sign. And then she might be saying, se non è da caro, se non è da caro. E lei chi è? Un vigile? No, sono il portiere. That makes sense. And who are you? E lei? E lei? Un vigile? And who are you? Oh no, I'm not a vigile. I'm not a caretaker. I'm just the portiere di questo stabile. Ok. Guardi che io lo dico per lei. Quel posto è riservato. Se lascia la macchina lì, insomma, non so se mi sono spiegato. Potrei sapere per chi è riservato. Per l'avvocato Meucci. This makes sense. Number 4 here. No, non si è spiegato. You have not explained yourself. E poi, scusi. Potrei... Conditional, can I find out? Potrei sapere per chi è riservato. Okay, so 4 is done as well. Per l'avvocato Meucci. Senta, io oggi... Okay, what else could be? I think the last one might be sì, ma niente ma, no buts. So that makes a lot of sense here. And then there'll probably be a dialogue to listen to. Se non è d'accordo, don't agree, call someone, chiami un vigile. E se lui mi dice, and if he tells me che me ne devo andare, that I have to go, then I'll go. Allora, me ne vado. If I have to leave, I have to get out, then I will. Se lui... Ok, that's done. Sono il potere. Why don't you do your job? Guardi, non vorrei, I don't want to be rude. Non vorrei sembrarle scortese. I don't want to seem rude to you. But why don't you mind your own business? Che non si fa gli affari suoi. Why don't you mind your own business? And the last one, Santa, number 6. Senta, io oggi non sono proprio in vena di... I'm not in the mood to discuss things. Okay? Mi è successo. A lot of things have happened today. Di tutto, pretty much everything. Basically, I'm not in the mood. I had a tough day. Quindi è meglio se mi lascia... It's better if you let me park here. Let me park in peace. Va bene? Ma niente ma. Ok, here we go. È sua e mia. Adesso ascolto e verifica. So I'm gonna play the tape now. I think this is... Which number is this? Number 6. Okay. Number 6. Where's the tape? Okay, there we go.
Traccia 6.
Scusi, signora, è sua questa punto rossa?
Sì, è mia, perché?
Guardi che lì non può parcheggiare, è vietato.
Perché è vietato, scusi? Veramente io non vedo nessun segnale di divieto.
Sì, ma glielo dico io che è vietato.
E lei chi è, un vigile?
No, sono il portiere di questo stabile.
Guardi, non vorrei sembrarle scortese, ma perché non si fa gli affari suoi?
Guardi che io lo dico per lei. Quel posto è riservato e se lascia la macchina lì... Insomma, non so se mi sono spiegato.
No, non si è spiegato. E poi, scusi, potrei sapere per chi è riservato?
Per l'avvocato Meucci.
Senta, io oggi non sono proprio in vena di discutere. Mi è successo di tutto, quindi è meglio se mi lascia parcheggiare in pace, va bene?
Sì, ma...
Niente ma, se non è d'accordo chiami un vigile. Se lui mi dice che me ne devo andare, allora me ne vado.
Ooh, okay, let's play that again. It's fun to listen to.
Traccia 6.
Scusi, signora, è sua questa punto rossa?
Sì, è mia, perché?
Guardi che lì non può parcheggiare, è vietato.
Perché è vietato, scusi? Veramente io non vedo nessun segnale di divieto.
Sì, ma glielo dico io che è vietato.
E lei chi è, un vigile?
No, sono il portiere di questo stabile.
Guardi, non vorrei sembrarle scortese, ma perché non si fa gli affari suoi?
Guardi che io lo dico per lei. Quel posto è riservato e se lascia la macchina lì... Insomma, non so se mi sono spiegato.
No, non si è spiegato. E poi, scusi, potrei sapere per chi è riservato?
Per l'avvocato Meucci.
Senta, io oggi non sono proprio in vena di discutere. Mi è successo di tutto, quindi è meglio se mi lascia parcheggiare in pace, va bene?
Sì, ma...
Niente ma, se non è d'accordo chiami un vigile. Se lui mi dice che me ne devo andare, allora me ne vado.
Okay. There's a little video you could see, but anyway. Ok, vietato. Quali di questi divieti pensi abbiano senso e quali invece no? Okay. Which of these do you think makes sense and which of these don't make sense? Why? Speak about it in a group. Okay, divieto di basically bans or, not being allowed to do something. Fumare nei luoghi pubblici. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Usare il cellulare nei luoghi pubblici. That doesn't make sense. Fotografare nei musei. Yeah, that makes sense. Portare a spasso il cane senza guinzaglio. Guinzaglio. Such a tough word. I feel like guinzaglio, that's such a weird word. It looks Chinese, doesn't it? It looks like a Chinese word. Not in the sense of the characters, but of course when you like romanize Chinese characters, it's just the combination. Anyway, to take your dog out for a walk without his lead, should it be, like basically stop, banned, not allowed? Yes, I think that makes sense. Entrare con un cane in un locale pubblico. Maybe. Portare il cane in spiaggia. No. Entrare in una chiesa con i pantaloncini. Sì, that should be divieto. Ascoltare la musica in cuffia su un mezzo pubblico. In loudspeaker form, basically, I think. That should definitely be banned. Suonare il clacson. Il clacson, what a weird word. It doesn't look Italian at all. Clacson, where does it even come from? That is, because the word looks so weird, I know that is honking. In fact, if you look at klaxon, I'm sure it's related to some inventor or something. You see, klaxon, borrowed from English. That is so weird. Klaxonare, to honk. That's even a verb. Let me find out. What does this mean? The word was coined by Franklin Howell Jr. It's a trademark. Okay, so it's actually a created English word and then it was borrowed in Italian. How cool. Okay, right. Then, niente cane nei locali. In coppia scegliete un ruolo e fate un dialogo. Se volete potete usare anche le espressioni del quadro. So, just play out the dialogue between two people. This is good speaking practice, but we don't have these in our tests, so I don't want to be rude. Non vorrei sembrare scortese, ma I don't want to be rude, but perché non si fa gli affari suoi? Why don't you mind your own business? Non so se mi sono spiegato. I don't know if I'm explaining myself well. Non sono in vena di discutere. I'm not in the mood to discuss. It's not up for debate. Vivere in città. Un'altra città è possibile. Lavora con un compagno, work with a partner. A copre con un foglio la parte B e legge i primi due paragrafi del testo, mentre B copre un foglio la parte E, legge il terzo. Poi si scambiano le informazioni. Quindi legge un po'. Well, you just have to read your paragraphs. There's nothing else. Oh, okay. Well, it's good to read. It helps with pronunciation, comprehension. So I'm going to do that. C'è una città della Sicilia che, grazie alla felice intuizione di una coppia di professionisti, oggi è conosciuta dagli amanti dell'arte contemporanea di tutto il mondo. Loro sono Florinda Saieva e Antonio Bartoli e la città è Favara. I'm not good with numbers. I think it's 30,000. So 30.100. I don't think that makes sense. 32,000. Let me put that here. 32,000. 32.000. Okay, 32.000. Oh, that's very easy. Okay, 32.000. Damn, that's very straightforward. Ok, 32.000 abitanti in provincia di Agrigento. Florinda, avvocato, e Andrea, notaio, sono nati e cresciuti in Sicilia, ma hanno deciso di non lamentarsi di ciò che non va e di diventare essi stessi protagonisti del cambiamento. Il loro piccolo miracolo nasce nel 200.000. 2010. Let me find out. 2000 is 2000. Yes. 2000. Yes. 2010. No, 2010. Oh, the year 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. Ok. 32.000, 32,000, 2010. That's it. 2010. Okay, not bad at all. That's pretty straightforward. Anyway, so nel 2010 si chiama Farm Cultural Park e si trova nel centro storico di Favara. Favara, I don't know. The stress is quite important though. È un luogo incantato, quasi magico, fatto di 7 cortili tutti collegati tra loro e circondati da palazzi bianchi che nascondono giardini di ispirazione araba. Il bianco delle case contrasta con le coloratissime opere d'arte che escono da muri, finestre e balconi, so the white walls are a good contrast to all the colorful things happening around here. Il programma artistico-culturale è da non credere, it's unbelievable, da non credere. Mostre di vario genere, incontri con artisti e creativi di tutto il mondo, presentazioni di libri, corsi di architettura, serate musicali e spettacoli di ogni tipo. Il FGP è uno spazio gratuito e aperto a tutti, non solo agli artisti, dove si possono assaggiare anche vini, prodotti tipici e comprare oggetti d'arte, design, vintage e libri. Oggi Favara è stata collocata al 6º posto al mondo tra le 10 mete turistiche imperdibili di chi ama l'arte contemporanea, preceduta solo da Firenze, Parigi, Bilbao, Basilea e New York. La loro decisione di non trasferirsi all'estero e restare in Sicilia per trasformare Favara in un vero e proprio museo e restituire alle loro 2 figlie un piccolo pezzo di mondo migliore di quello che abbiamo ricevuto è stata vincente. Very cool. Ok, well, anyway, città il sindaco. Cosa faresti come sindaco della città dove vivi? What would you do as the mayor of the city where you live? Speak to a person. I guess you could write about that. That's also an interesting topic. Let me see. Whoops. Yeah, I think okay, great, it's still streaming. Okay, so in Sindaco, I feel like I forgot how to take a screenshot again. Is it Control Shift? I think. Oh, there we go. Okay. This is kind of ambitious, but maybe I'll write about it, or maybe I won't. I don't know, because this is not really a written exercise. But se un giorno, it's conditional, so you would probably use diventare is to change and become something. This is the basic form. I want the condizionale. Diventarei? Yes, I don't know. I'm gonna go and check. Oh, diventerai. Oops. No, well, I'm gonna go and check. I want to use a conditional form. Oops. Divente, of course it's diventerai, that was so silly of me. Condizionale, diventerei, se diventerei, condizionale, if diventerei, se diventerei, if I became. They want me to use this futuro semplice, but it's not there's no way I'm going to become the mayor, so obviously it's going to be conditional. That's at least what I think. Se io diventerei il sindaco la mia città. Why is all this orange? Here you want to practice your conditional forms. So, and then we've got this listening exercise that we'll do, but you know what, I'll write this first. Se un giorno diventerei il sindaco della mia città, I would, which is, the thing is, though, that I keep thinking, would, could, should, and all these were so easy in German. They're like basically the same word. But here in Italian, I think you actually have fewer. What would you've got potere, volere, dovere. That's pretty much it, no? I could be wrong, of course, but that's what I remember. So they kind of have to do double duty sometimes. I would, okay. Vorrei. I would. Vorrei. I would like to. What would I like to do? Well, that's. I mean, you're supposed to write a very simple passage, okay? But you're not supposed to worry. Is this realistic? Is this, a good idea, bad idea? It doesn't matter. But I always feel like I do a lot of overthinking. Oh, well, you could just say stop all construction, but that's so silly because then the city would just die off. And then it's this It's called Kopfkino, but I don't know what it's called in. Well, why not? You know what? I'll just put that word in here. Kopfkino is such a nice word, but yeah, that's a German term. Cinema di testa. You know, like it's it's I feel like German has a word for everything, and the meme is really true. It's really accurate. It's Kopfkino. I mean, it's this movie playing in your head of like this could happen, and all these things could happen, and you know, yeah. Cinema di testa. This is so cool. I don't even know if this is a real, because it's obviously a word for word translation. It's not, you know, I don't know if that's a real thing people use. You know. Anyway, vorrei, I would. What would I like to do? Really, I would like to I would like to build more linea delle metropolita. I think that's what it's called. Build, which is costruire. Vorrei costruire più. Is that the plural form? I don't know. Linea delle linea. I feel like it's over here somewhere. Linea della metropolitana. Okay, so della metropolitana. Delle more lines. I don't need to actually, because you know. And then I would place a ban on all cars. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I just want to find out if this is correct. Oh, linee di, not della. Why not della? Because in the text here from the book itself, they've used della metropolitana. So why, you know, why not? Why not della? Why not della? I'm gonna stick with della. If it's wrong, then I'm sure I will get corrected anyway. So, and it's better for me to be corrected like that. You know, they still want me to use diventare. They want me to use futuro semplice. This is why you cannot trust these recommendations all the time. Because here I've used say, and I'm talking about something that's highly unlikely. It's really not going to happen. So naturally, you use the conditional form. I would like to ban. I would like to, vorrei, but I've already used vorrei, so now I want to use vietare. Vietare is ban, right? Conditional. I would conditional. Okay. Vietassi. I don't know. Vieterei. This is got it. Okay, conditional. Again, I'm even okay. So that is actually a word. Great. So at least I guess the verb right. I want to use the conditional form. So conditional is vieterei. Okay, so my first guess wasn't really wrong. Vieterei. Vieterei. Oops. Vieterei. Tutte le macchine. Macchine, I obviously don't mean like bus or, you know, tram or anything else, just the macchine, just the. What else? Vorrei, vieterei, diventerei. Okay, so A. And then, you know, once you find out the first, like, okay, vieterei, vieteresti, vieterebbe, vieteremmo, vieterebbero. Let me check. Once you know the first form, it's actually, yeah, you see, I was almost correct. Vietereste. But once you know the first form, it's easy to guess the, you know, other forms. But that's where I kind of, you know, fail. My problem is knowing the congiuntivo from the condizionale. Oop, one good thing about the congiuntivo though is that these forms are the same. So yeah, oop, okay, anyway. I will ban all cars. Is it a good idea? No, but you don't have to worry about if it's a good idea. What else? I would invest in investire. So investire is the basic form, and I want to use the conditional. So investerei. Investirei più soldi. Oh, I don't know if that's right. Investirei. Okay. Oh, I have to highlight this as well. Investire. So it should be invest. Where's the conjunction? When you got the word, okay. Investire. Okay, I thought it was invest. But it's investire. Okay, great. But you learned something. Great. Investire più soldi. What do you want to invest more money in? Recycling. Più soldi. Nel is a fixed place, I think. In is a concept. I think. Yeah, I'm not sure. I read it somewhere, but I don't remember it now. Anyway, soldi in recycling. Riciclero, something like that. Riciclire. The word is in here somewhere. Let me see if I can control F. No. Anyway, I can just look it up here. Recycling. Riciclaggio. Okay. Oppure riciclo. Which word is more common? I'll check over here. Oops. Yeah, I don't think Dict CC is a good idea for Italian because they just don't have, a lot of options. Very sad because for German it was just, chef's kiss. It was just perfect. But anyway, so what was that? Riciclaggio, something like that. Riciclaggio. Okay, is that even, because I feel like I've seen the word riciclo, but I haven't really seen riciclaggio that often. Non meraviglia, riciclo. I think riciclo makes sense, but what kind of replace this? Riciclo. Okay, let me see. Riciclo is definitely recycling. There's no other way. So I think I'll use riciclo because if you click on riciclaggio, you see a few options. Reuse. I can also there can be some confusion here. So I'll stick to good old riciclo. In maybe in proietti. Is that the right spelling? I hope so. Proietti di riciclo. That's definitely progetti. Yeah, progetti. Okay, progetti di riciclo. Okay, riciclo. Is that right? Riciclo. Okay, progetti di riciclo. Yeah, that's pretty much what I would do. I mean, okay, it's a very small text, but let me see if it makes sense. Okay. Progetti di riciclaggio, okay. But it's not wrong. Soldi, I think that's really income, no? You would use funds because you're talking about taxpayer money basically. So resource, I think that's a better word. Or even funds, fondi. That's a nicer word. Oppure, what's the other word? Risorse. That makes a lot more sense. I like these two words a lot more. Solely, yes, it can be money, but when you talk about like government projects, this is probably a nicer option. Okay, riciclo, riciclaggio, whichever one. Riciclaggio. This is the one that was recommended. Okay, and then we've got this one. La mia regione preferita. Qui di seguito trovi alcuni aggettivi usati per descrivere una regione. You'll find some words used to describe regions. Ascolta le interviste e segna con un X quelli nominati. Listen to the tape, find out which words do you hear. Let's listen to tape number 7.
Traccia 7.
Senti Gianni, tu hai una regione preferita, una regione che ti piace particolarmente?
Allora, la mia regione preferita è decisamente il Trentino Alto Adige.
E che cosa ti piace di questa regione?
Di questa regione mi piace il fatto che è abbastanza tipica, cioè che comunque è una regione che secondo me ha un suo cosmo molto particolare. Mi piace il verde, mi piace la natura, mi piacciono le montagne, mi piace il paesaggio, mi piace tutto ciò che è legato proprio a un discorso di natura, mi piace passeggiare, mi piace fare montagna, quindi è una regione che amo anche
Mhm.
molto per questo.
E ci sono altre regioni in Italia che ti piacciono particolarmente?
Trovo molto bello il Veneto,
Mhm.
per un discorso completamente contrario al precedente, proprio perché trovo molto bello un discorso urbano, cioè mi piace quello che è stato fatto a livello urbano, le ville venete, le ville palladiane, trovo che sia completamente diverso dal Trentino, ma allo stesso tempo affascinante come il Trentino.
Mhm.
Quindi
Però non è tanto il paesaggio che ti piace in questo
no,
caso.
no, no. Su
Mhm.
questo c'è proprio il discorso contrario, c'è proprio la mano dell'uomo, la mano dell'uomo che disegna, che fa un'architettura, che costruisce, che produce.
Mhm. Tu di dove sei?
Toscano.
Toscano. E la tua regione? Che cosa dici della tua regione?
La mia regione, beh, forse è la più completa, ora magari c'è la solita presunzione di noi toscani, però comunque è una regione dove c'è il mare, c'è la montagna, ci sono delle bellissime città e quindi penso forse che sia la regione più completa,
Mhm.
anche se i toscani tante volte non sono così simpatici.
C'è una regione oltre alla tua in cui ti piacerebbe vivere?
Sempre il Trentino.
Il Trentino.
Il Trentino perché comunque trovo che sarebbe completamente diverso e proprio per questo forse sarebbe un cambio totale, quindi per questo lo preferirei.
Ok, grazie.
Prego.
Teresa, qual è la tua regione preferita?
E penso la Sicilia. La Sicilia mi piace molto, sì.
E come mai?
Perché è una regione, secondo me, affascinante, misteriosa. Sono stata diverse volte in Sicilia, ho fatto dei viaggi a Palermo, poi ho visto Catania, Trapani. E in ogni città scopri degli odori particolari. Ho in mente proprio degli odori.
Mhm.
Un'aria diversa da quella, diciamo, continentale. E poi anche le persone, devo dire, tutto sommato sono piuttosto, come dire, calde, appunto, come tutte le persone del sud. Chiaramente hanno anche dei lati scuri, però è affascinante. La Sicilia mi è sempre
Mhm.
piaciuta
Ma
molto.
c'è qualcosa in particolare della regione che ti piace? Non so, il paesaggio oppure la storia? Che cos'è che ti
Il
attrae?
paesaggio sicuramente è stupendo. E mi ricordo l'Etna, mi ricordo il mare della Sicilia. E poi mi ricordo proprio soprattutto la città di Palermo e quindi i monumenti storici stupendi. Proprio dal punto di vista dell'architettura penso che sia meravigliosa Palermo.
Mhm. Ci sono altre regioni che ti piacciono in particolar modo?
Sì, la Valle d'Aosta mi piace molto. È
Mhm.
legata.
Completamente diversa dalla
Sì,
Sicilia?
completamente diversa, però legata anche quella affettivamente alla mia infanzia, perché ci ho passato molte estati, sono stata in montagna lì, ho fatto un sacco di girate, quindi ho visto dei paesaggi meravigliosi anche lì e quest'aria appunto anche lì fresca,
Mhm.
un'aria stupenda e poi si mangia benissimo in Valle d'Aosta, secondo me.
Mhm.
E mi ricordo il latte appena munto della mucca, insomma.
Vabbè, ok, grazie.
A te, grazie.
Listen again.
Traccia 7.
Senti Gianni, tu hai una regione preferita, una regione che ti piace particolarmente?
Allora, la mia regione preferita è decisamente il Trentino Alto Adige.
Mhm. E che cosa ti piace di questa regione?
Di questa regione mi piace il fatto che è abbastanza tipica, cioè che comunque è una regione che secondo me ha un suo cosmo molto particolare. Mi piace il verde, mi piace la natura, mi piacciono le montagne, mi piace il paesaggio, mi piace tutto ciò che è legato proprio a un discorso di natura, mi piace passeggiare, mi piace fare montagna, quindi è una regione che amo anche
Mhm.
molto per questo.
E ci sono altre regioni in Italia che ti piacciono particolarmente?
Trovo molto bello il Veneto,
Mhm.
per un discorso completamente contrario al precedente, proprio perché trovo molto bello un discorso urbano, cioè mi piace quello che è stato fatto a livello urbano, le ville venete, le ville palladiane, trovo che sia completamente diverso dal Trentino, ma allo stesso tempo affascinante come il Trentino.
Mhm.
Quindi
Però non è tanto il paesaggio che ti piace in questo
no,
caso.
no, no. Su
Mhm.
questo c'è proprio il discorso contrario, c'è proprio la mano dell'uomo che disegna, che fa un'architettura, che costruisce, che produce.
Mhm. Tu di dove sei?
Toscano.
Toscano. E la tua regione? Che cosa dici della tua regione?
La mia regione, beh, forse è la più completa, ora magari c'è la solita presunzione di noi toscani, però comunque è una regione dove c'è il mare, c'è la montagna, ci sono delle bellissime città e quindi penso forse che sia la regione più completa,
Mhm.
anche se i toscani tante volte non sono così simpatici.
C'è una regione oltre alla tua in cui ti piacerebbe vivere?
Sempre il Trentino.
Il Trentino.
Il Trentino perché comunque trovo che sarebbe completamente diverso e proprio per questo forse sarebbe un cambio totale, quindi per questo lo preferirei.
Ok, grazie.
Prego.
Teresa, qual è la tua regione preferita?
E penso la Sicilia. La Sicilia mi piace molto, sì.
E come mai?
Perché è una regione, secondo me, affascinante, misteriosa. Sono stata diverse volte in Sicilia, ho fatto dei viaggi a Palermo, poi ho visto Catania, Trapani. E in ogni città scopri degli odori particolari. Ho in mente proprio degli odori,
Mhm.
un'aria diversa da quella, diciamo, continentale. E poi anche le persone, devo dire, tutto sommato sono piuttosto, come dire, calde, appunto, come tutte le persone del sud. Chiaramente hanno anche dei lati scuri, però è affascinante. La Sicilia mi è sempre
Mhm.
piaciuta
Ma
molto.
c'è qualcosa in particolare della regione che ti piace? Non so, il paesaggio oppure la storia? Che cos'è che ti
Il
piace?
paesaggio sicuramente è stupendo. E mi ricordo l'Etna, mi ricordo il mare della Sicilia. E poi mi ricordo proprio soprattutto la città di Palermo e quindi i monumenti storici stupendi, proprio dal punto di vista dell'architettura penso che sia meravigliosa Palermo.
Mhm. Ci sono altre regioni che ti piacciono in particolar modo?
Sì, la Valle d'Aosta mi piace molto. È
Mhm.
legata.
Completamente diversa dalla
Sì,
Sicilia.
completamente diversa, però legata anche quella affettivamente alla mia infanzia, perché ci ho passato molte estati, sono stata in montagna lì, ho fatto un sacco di girate, quindi ho visto dei paesaggi meravigliosi anche lì e quest'aria appunto anche lì fresca,
Mhm.
un'aria stupenda e poi si mangia benissimo in Valle d'Aosta, secondo me.
Mhm.
E mi ricordo il latte appena munto della mucca, insomma.
Vabbè, ok, grazie.
A te, grazie.
Traccia 7.
I
Senti,
feel like I missed something. Anyway, una regione in coppia. Oh, I have the answers here. So, la risposta, guarda, abitate, cani. Yep, well, there's regione Trento. Anyway, you have the transcript here. You have the link in the description. You can click and you can check. This file is free for everyone to use or check. Ok, una regione in coppia. Pensate a una regione italiana che conoscete. Think about an Italian region that you know. Descrivetene la posizione e le caratteristiche più importanti. Gli altri dovranno indovinare di quale regione si tratta. So play in a group of people. One group, or in pairs. One pair can describe where this place is, what are its characteristics, and the other group guesses which place or which city it could be, or for example, without saying the name. Ok, questa regione si trova a Unesole, a sud, and then the other person guesses. So just using these directions. And then we reach the end. Sorry. So here's what we covered in this chapter. There's some, fixed expressions like perché non si fa gli affari suoi? Why don't you mind your business? Stuff like that, which you might hear very commonly. Sarebbe stato meglio, would be better. We've used the conditional form, condizionale passato. There are some pronominali, verbi pronominali, like we've seen ci tengo, andarsene, piantala, eccetera, eccetera. and i pronome possessivi. E la mia, this is something we've already done in like A1, A2, è mio, è tua, etc. Depending on, for example, di chi è questo libro? È di mio. Simple enough. And then you have the video course. This is again free on the website. You just have to go there and watch it. We did this in class, so I'm not doing it here. Again, you just have to watch the video first, though, for it to make sense. But I can't play the video for you. So you have to go on to the Alma TV website, and you can go and watch there. And here there's a little bit of cultural stuff, learning about the city. This is not really exam relevant, so you don't have to worry about it. And that's that. So then we'll start with chapter 3 in the next video. Until then, if you watched all the way until the end, don't forget to hit on like, and if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Leave any comments down below if you have any recommendations on what you would like to see in the upcoming videos, and I'll